So for starters, we're now inundated by an inordinate amount of data, messages, and stimuli of all kinds. And it becomes increasingly difficult to figure out what is deserving of our time and our attention. So some of the shifts in communication that are a result of these changes in the market landscape is that we now need to make things very personal and very relevant for our audiences. We used to love building very multimedia rich, very immersive experiences where we would ask a lot of our audience to engage with our brand. Now we need to simplify things and make things incredibly personal and relevant for our audiences. So if you're an online advertiser, you can either take a product-focused approach or a brand-focused approach. And if you're taking a product-focused approach, some of the creative elements you should dial up include informational reward, tell me something interesting about the product, and a strong call to action. And if you're an online advertiser and you just want to focus on your company or take a brand approach, then some of the elements that you should dial up include a strong link to your brand and making sure that your brand personality is also prevalent. Now, if you're a brand advertiser and you are trying to drive in-store sales, then some of the creative elements that you should include are also dependent on whether you take a product-focused approach or a brand-focused approach. If you take a product-focused approach, so you're trying to either sell a consumer packaged good, for example, then you should dial up noticeability, ensure there is a strong image, ensure that there's something that appeals to the audience emotionally, and ensure that there's a strong link to your brand. And if you're a brand advertiser that is taking a brand-focused approach, then you should be well-rounded across the elements. And so that was pretty quick and dirty of the study, but you can go to facebook.com/business and read more about the white paper itself. There are some storytelling principles that we now recommend in this changed world. We recommend that advertisers be authentic to their brand, be useful, be timely, be relevant, and be entertaining. And a couple of good examples of brands that do this well include, for relevancy, Coke is a good example. So they recently had a commercial for the Super Bowl that featured different people of different ethnicities and backgrounds singing America the Beautiful in their native language. And then they ran a Facebook campaign that complemented that commercial, and it featured very relevant thumbnails and copy that actually targeted the people that were featured in that commercial. And so it was a much more relevant way of getting their message across. From a timely perspective, a good example is Scoot. So Scoot Airlines often features creative that is relevant to the general conversations that are just happening online. So for example, the haze. The haze has been pretty bad here in Singapore recently, and whenever the haze gets bad, it becomes a key topic on online media. And so Scoot likes to run relevant creative with offers that talk about the haze and ways of escaping the haze and flying to another country.